Alright guys, welcome back again to more Muv-Luv Alternative. Takeru Shirogane is back full-time in the alternative verse once more and is pretty much reconnecting with everyone he left for the extra dimension or plane, if you will, as well as the newcomers at that. And we're only going to continue on from there, guys, so it's only going to get more interesting from here on. So if anything else, hope you all continue to enjoy. Thank you again for the love and support. And here we go.
はじめに A01 部隊の任務について、次にベータと実戦の戦術について、最後に使用する機体についてだ。
Okay.
今日はまず A01 部隊の使用任務について説明する。
Okay.
オルタネイティブ第4計画に関しては今さら説明の必要はないな。
Huh? Alternative 4? The captain just dropped that bomb like it was nothing. Isn't this the first time I'd be hearing about it as far as she knows?
光月副司令から直々に詳細を聞いているはずだが。
Ah, right. Yes, she did. Gotcha. So Yuko Sensei's already told the captain some things about me then.
では、その前提で話を進める。
But I don't know how much the captain knows about it, so it's gonna be pretty tough to figure out how much I can divulge.
知っての通り、我が部隊は通常任務のために編成された戦術機構部隊ではない。オルタネイティブ第4計画を完遂させるため、それに特化した作戦のみを遂行する専任即応部隊だ。
I see. So we don't have any involvement with the normal run-of-the-mill missions. We just focus solely on Alternative 4.
よって我々は国連軍が表立って関与できない作戦であっても超法規的措置により派遣されるのだ。
Oh, so that's why they suffered casualties when the beta surfaced in Niigata. I do remember Yuko Sensei saying that the UN forces couldn't go on the offensive without a formal request from the Japanese government.
最近の出撃は先月の新潟だ。その任務内容は戦闘の監視と記録、そして生きたベータサンプルの回収だった。
Wait, you captured live beta? Is that in our job description too?
そうだ。戦うために派遣されることもあれば、そういった計画推進のための裏方的な任務もこなす。
I see. Definitely makes sense though. With the project's completion as their highest priority, I'd imagine they're more concerned about productive missions than destructive ones.
ただし、裏方的な任務といえども、決して安全ではない。サンプル回収任務で2人が死に、1人が病院送りになったことはすでに話した通りだ。
Right.
また、それとは別に第4計画が開発する新装備の運用評価なども常時行う。副司令と貴様が開発した XM3 プロトタイプの実機運用評価もかなり早い段階から始めていた。
Huh?
我々に課せられる任務はこのように地味な内容のものが非常に多い。
Wait, so it wasn't just our squad testing out the proof of concept OS?
だがそれらはオルタネイティブ第4計画完遂のためには必要不可欠な任務なのだ。
Captain, when exactly did you start testing the XM3?
今月の頭からだ。
That early? That's practically the same time as us.
余談だが、例のクーデター騒ぎで1名の戦死者にとどまったのは XM3 を搭載していたおかげだろう。1週間前のベータ奇襲の際に戦死1名、病院送り1名で済んだのもそうだ。これに関しては貴様に礼を言うべきかな。
No, really, it's fine. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. There's no way Yuko Sensei would rely solely on us cadets for such an important project. Maybe AO1 did all the real development and she only gave us the XM3 to make sure we wouldn't die during the coup d'etat. Given her track record, I definitely wouldn't put it past her. Actually, Captain, if you don't mind me asking, what was your mission during the coup d'etat?
当初は帝都臨海部にある離れ城の警護だ。配備目的は貴様の部隊と同じだ。
Right. Makes sense for a unit of commissioned soldiers to be guarding a fortress in the front lines. And yet, I really don't see how putting Unit A01 on a mission like that would directly benefit Alternative 4 at all. Not that we cadets had any business being deployed either. I do remember Sensei saying that the coup might be a good opportunity for us. But why?
貴様の部隊が後部員殿下を保護した後は、帝都からの敵増援を箱根の手前で遮断する任務に切り替わった。
Why do I feel like that wasn't just a coincidence? That basically means that no matter which fortress the Shogun fled to, A01 would either be escorting her to the Yokohama base, or close enough to dash in and fight off her pursuers. It seems too perfect. Even Chief Yoroi seemed pretty impressed with her at the time. Why is it that Yuko-sensei's plans always seem to go off without a hitch? Obviously, she must have known a lot about what was going on behind the scenes. But there's no way she could have accurately predicted the Shogun's every move like that. I mean, didn't she say that she had no way of falsifying my records within the Shogunate's database? I assume that means she's got no pawns on the inside there. So she couldn't have known that Her Highness's main goal was to draw the fighting as far from the capital as possible. Maybe she just put A01 close to the action because she figured we'd be safer in Hakone. But that still begs the question, how could any of that have benefited Alternative 4? What was she trying to achieve? Well, regardless, it's thanks to these guys' backup that we were able to make it past that Hiyakawa toll booth. It really makes you realize just how narrow the perspective of any one soldier in the field really is. I gotta step up my game. I'll never be able to face Yuko-sensei on equal ground if I'm content to stay in my clueless little bubble. I didn't know. So your unit was the one backing us up during all that, huh?
そうだ。
Then I guess it's thanks to you guys that we managed to get the job done, huh?
だが、結果的に我々の阻止任務は失敗だったと考えている。
In what way? I mean, they kept bringing in more reinforcements, so...
あの時、敵に空挺作戦を決断させてしまったのは、おそらく我々だ。
Huh? Why do you say that?
XM3 を搭載した我々の足止めが効果的すぎたんだ。
What?
それが敵を焦らせ、あの奇策を呼んでしまったと考えられる。
I see.
それが結果的に殿下や貴様たちをより危機的な状況に追い込むことになってしまった。これでは任務成功とは言えない。貴様はこのことをどう考える？
I still don't consider it a failure personally.
その理由は？
You've managed to prevent the reinforcements from pursuing us, so I'd say you accomplished your mission.
なるほど。確かにその通りだが、それが正しいとされるのは人間相手の戦争での話だ。人間同士で戦っていた時代のボトムアップトップダウン型の指令系統では異質な存在であるベータと戦うことはできない。ここが訓練学校だったら今の回答で良しとされたはずだ。なぜならそういう教育をしているからだ。
That's right. I studied this when I was commissioned in the last loop.
訓練部隊での教育は素人を短期間に軍隊という異常な世界に慣れさせ兵士に仕立て上げるために考案されたものだ。だからこそあえて古い概念を実践し人間性を踏みにじり完全服従を要求している。貴様たち207小隊には士官用の個室が与えられていたな。
Yes.
だが本来訓練兵は男も女も区別なく大部屋で生活させられるんだ。
Huh?
それどころか私が訓練兵だった頃は便所もシャワーも男と一緒だったんだぞ。
Oh, co-ed? Huh?
もちろんそれは仲間意識の醸成や部隊が一丸となるための処置でもある。だが本当の目的はそうすることでプライバシーや羞恥心を奪うためなんだ。
That's news to me. I knew it was like that on the front lines, but wow.
ただ207小隊は特に B 分隊には特殊な背景を持つ人間が集められていたからな。その辺は帝国各方面への配慮なのだろう。A 分隊の連中 鈴宮や柏木はそのおこぼれに預かって渡航したというわけだ。もっとも207小隊に男の訓練兵など一人もいなかったがな。
I see. Guess you could say we kind of owe our privacy to Maya then. When you consider that Japan's the host country for Alternative 4, it's easy to see why they try to stay on the Shogunate's good side. It's the same reason they're letting Tsukuyomi-san's unit be stationed here. Though that doesn't explain the individual rooms if they were all girls anyway. Maybe they just wanted to keep everyone from getting too close to Maya? Interesting. So Captain Isumi knows about everyone's backgrounds then. Guess that's to be expected though, since she's the one who's gotta look out for them.
ただし、個室や便所が優遇されたとしても、羞恥心やプライバシーを鈍化させる必要はある。そうしておかなければ、素性がどうであれ、前線において一番困るのは本人だからな。訓練兵の強化装備を思い出してみろ。全面がほぼ透明なのは、無着色皮膜の方がはるかに安価という理由だけではないぞ。
Ah.
正規軍では男も女もないからな。あれにならされてしまえば大概のことはもう恥ずかしくなかろう。
最前線の基地じゃ寝る場所どころかトイレもお風呂も一緒だからね。
So that's why they made us wear those. It all makes sense now. Well, it certainly worked for me. After a while, I didn't even think twice about it. And it seems like the others didn't either.
わかったか？訓練部隊では過酷な環境に耐性をつけさせるためにあえて古い思想や概念を実践するわけだ。
Yes.
ピラミッド型の組織やトップダウン型の命令系統に一度慣れさせるのも同様の理由からだ。だが正規軍の命令系統や組織概念はそれとは全く別物となる。作戦に関わる全員が同じレベルの戦域情報をリアルタイムで共有している。理由は簡単だ。繰り返しになるが、人間の思考が通用しないベータとの戦闘には臨機応変な対処と即時即決が求められるからだ。だからこそ前線の部隊指揮官に多くの情報と権限が与えられ、高度な判断が要求される。それはたとえ歩兵部隊の一兵卒であったとしても同様なんだ。
Right.
あの時私は空挺の可能性を考えもしなかった。
Yeah, Major Walk and First Lieutenant Tsukuyomi said the same thing. In this world, the beta controlled the sky, so aerial attacks are pretty much unthinkable.
人間に意表をつかれるようではベータと戦って勝利することなど夢のまた夢だ。
Right, we're on the same page about what it takes to fight the beta, but I still think your operation was a success.
ほう。それで
The enemy's aerial assault may have been successful, but we were still able to rescue Her Highness. See, I think it really depends on what your criteria are for calling something a success or failure. And for me, it's always the outcome that's most important. Whether you're fighting humans or beta, it's extremely rare for everything to go according to plan. That's why the elements of timing and luck also play a huge role. If you can take advantage of the unpredictables and still manage to produce the desired results, then I call that a success.
ほう。貴様なかなか見どころがあるな。
Actually, no, that's just something Sergeant Jinguji taught me. Sorry. It's what she told us when we passed the CCSE. I'm just paraphrasing her.
そんなことは分かっている。
Huh?
私も総戦技演習に合格した時、それと同じような言葉を軍曹にいただいたんだ。
Huh, interesting. Guess the sergeant gave all her cadets the same spiel.
受け売りであろうが何であろうが、軍曹の教えが貴様に息づいているということに変わりはない。何を謝る必要があるというんだ。
You're right, Captain. That wasn't necessary at all.
そうだ。それは貴様も軍曹に育てられた子供だという証。A01 の一員である証なんだ。誇りに思え。
I do. I consider it an honor to have had her as my mentor.
それでいい。
That's right. Sergeant Jinguji believed it was her duty to pass those lessons down to us. And Unit A01 is composed entirely of young soldiers she took under her wing.
白金、一つ教えておく。
Yes?
使命に準じた者たちの生き様やその教えを生き残った者が誇らしく語り継ぐこと。それが我々英士にとって最高の供養なんだ。
Honor their memory, huh? I see. I guess the captain thinks I'm still having trouble coping with what happened to Sergeant Jinguji.
戦場で儚く散っていく命が人々の記憶から消え去るとき、その命は本当の死を迎える。
Yeah, that's something I know all too well, trust me. After all I've been through, I can finally appreciate what a blessing it is to have people to remember you.
ベータを殲滅し、真の平和を取り戻すまでは、軍務に準じた者たちへの供養は、残った者たちが誇らしく語り継いでいくことだけなんだ。
You mean as long as there's someone to keep their memory alive, humanity will live on and one day be victorious?
その通りだ。だから貴様も一足先に行った者たちの思い出を誇りを持って語ればいい。
I will. Yes, ma'am. Captain, thank you so much. You could probably tell I haven't really been able to find closure yet, huh? But I think I'm gonna be okay now. Sure, I haven't completely recovered, but at least I know what I have to do. I'm gonna make it up to I was gonna mess up on that. Sergeant Jinguji. No, Marimo-chan, by seeing this through to the end. But on top of that, I'll continue to pass on the lessons she taught me in both worlds.
さて、話を元に戻そう。
Okay.
今までの話からも我が部隊が関わる作戦や任務が多岐にわたっていることが理解できたと思う。
Right.
だがこれまで説明した例は計画の黎明期から中期までに発生する副次的な任務に過ぎない。第4計画が最終段階に到達した際に課せられるものこそが A01 部隊が追うべき真の任務なんだ。
Our true mission.
我々の至上任務、それはあるものを支援し護衛することだ。
A certain something.
そうだ。 A01 部隊はそのあるものを守るために編成された部隊と言っても過言ではない。
I'm guessing that Sumika, 00 unit? Is she... Yep, see? Talking about the 00 unit? I mean, that's easily the most important thing related to Alternative 4. Though if the captain's not gonna mention it by name, I'd better keep my mouth shut. Maybe I should probe a bit to see how much she knows. And what exactly is this certain something?
残念だが、今それを答える権限を私は持っていない。
Well, duh. Even if she does know, only Yuko sent his alter to divulge that information.
Need to know という言葉知っているな。
Yes, it's when you have the right to be briefed on information that's absolutely essential for your mission.
そうだ。特殊任務部隊に所属しているとはいえ、我々は英士であり、現場の一軍人であることに変わりはない。いかに最前線で戦域情報が共有されようが、機密情報が公にされるわけではないのはわかるな。
Right.
この場合、我々が知るべき情報は、あるものを守るという命令のみ。それ以上の情報を今知る必要も権利もない。
Got it.
例えば、この時間もそうだ。
Huh?
表向きは貴様の遅れを取り戻すための座学ということになっているが、本当は体よく人払いをしただけのことだ。
Huh?
理由は簡単だ。今まで私が話した内容の端々に、本来であれば指揮官権限でしか触れることのできない機密情報があるからだ。光月副司令から貴様の任務遂行上、ほとんどのことは話しても構わないと言われている。
My new mission? Does she mean the tuning job for the 00 unit?
早瀬や宗方であっても知ることが許されない情報を信任少尉の貴様が許されるのはなぜか。それは貴様がその情報を知ることが必要とされているからだ。
Right.
必要になれば必ず知らされる。今知らされないのは知る必要がないから
Yeah, makes sense.
だ。よし。では説明を続ける。
So even though this is Yuko Sensei's personal unit, that doesn't mean everyone gets to know all the details. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if I knew things even the captain doesn't. I'll have to check with Yuko Sensei to find out how much I'm allowed to say. That was the first lecture I've attended in a while, let alone paid such close attention to. Not because I missed them or anything, but just because it actually related to my primary objective. Meanwhile, back in the other world, I actually did feel kind of emotional to be back in class after so long, but I couldn't focus because I don't remember any of that material anymore. Man, there's something really curious about Captain Isumi. She may have all the traits demanded of soldiers in this world, but she still seems like a good person overall. It kind of feels like Sergeant Jinguji might have been the same way when she was around the same age. Thinking back on the story the captain told me from when she was a cadet, and what Sergeant Jinguji told me of her first battle, I can definitely see it. It really makes me realize just how much easier she was on us. She was so kind to all of us.
おーい、白金。
Oh, Lieutenant Hayase.
いいのよ、いちいちそんなことしなくても。さっき大尉も言ってたでしょ。
Well, old habits die hard. Sorry, force of habit, I guess. Whenever I see a superior, I just salute on instinct at this point.
バルキリーズの隊員相手には号令がかかった時だけやってればいいのよ。
Or when there might be prying eyes watching, right?
そういうこと。さすが天才兵士、飲み込みが早いわね。
Not to be rude, Lieutenant, but would you mind not calling me that? If you were being sarcastic, it wouldn't even bug me, actually. But while I may have gotten on my act together now, it really doesn't feel right to be praised like that by another of Sergeant Jinguji's pupils.
何よ、あんなすごい OS 作ったくせに意外と謙虚なのね。
No, really. I'm not just being modest.
まあ、増長するよりはいいけど、私たち兵士にとってあの OS はそれほど素晴らしいものだってことなのよ。
Thanks. I'm really glad to hear that.
だからその開発に携わったあんたをそのぐらい持ち上げたくもなるのよ。
Well, if you say so.
最初はシビアな挙動に戸惑ったけどさ、それに慣れたらもう別世界。クーデターの時、敵の94式があまりにどんくさくて、とても同じ機体とは思えないほどだったわ。
Well, I'm glad you found it useful, but I really don't think I'm a genius or anything.
あんたね。
Sorry.
そういえば、あんたが特殊任務に行ってる間に大尉や新入りから聞いたんだけど、
Like what?
神宮寺軍曹の一件、かなり気にしてるんだってね。
Well, they're right about that, but I decided that I'm not gonna let it hold me back anymore. That being said, though, I'm still not in the frame of mind to be graciously accepting compliments on my OS. So, listen, Lieutenant.
何よ。
If I'm ever gonna come to terms with what happened and start to move on, then there's something I need to say once and for all. It's not just a matter of carrying on her legacy. There's something else I have to do. Something I owe to every pilot she took under her wing.
だから何？
I just wanted to apologize for failing to protect Sergeant Jinguji. I know she meant a lot to you and to everyone else in this unit, and it's my fault that she's gone. I'm so sorry.
やめなさいよ、そういうの。
Huh?
あんたが生きてたんだから、それでいいじゃない。
Is it really that simple for her? Even though I just sat there and watched Sergeant Jinguji die. Sure, it may be irrational to hold it against me, but isn't that the natural response? Shouldn't she want to punch me or something? To take out her frustration? You mean it doesn't bother you at all that I was directly involved in your old mentor's death?
あんたね、悲しいとか悲しくないって話なら、そりゃ私だって悲しいわよ。
Then, how can you be so upbeat all the time? You act almost like it didn't even happen.
まったく、珍しく男が入ってきたと思えばこんな。 一つ聞くけど、あんたさ、そうやってタイの全員に謝って回るつもりじゃないでしょうね。
I was planning to. Thought it might help bring some closure to.
絶対やめてよ。そんなことしないで。
But I feel like I have to try, or
じゃああんた、それでみんなが許さないって言ったらどうするの？
I'm not asking for forgiveness. It's just the principle of the thing.
ごめん、宣言撤回するわ。あんたは天才じゃない。ただのバカよ。
Stupid, huh? Well, better than being drowned in praise I don't deserve. I really don't want to pick a fight with one of the teammates, but the thing is, my objectives changed. Defeating the beta isn't the end goal anymore. It's just step one. And while I'd hate for it to come to that, it's really not imperative for me to get along with these guys. In fact, considering what we're up against, it might actually be smart not to get too attached to one another. That being said, though, I want to at least do the right thing and apologize when it's due. Whether they forgive me or not, I'm not going to run away from my problems anymore.
いい？あんたのやろうとしていることでけじめなんかつかないわよ。
I'm not so sure about that. I think we just have different opinions on the matter.
考え方の違い？
You might not think it'll help, but I'd appreciate it if you didn't force your views on me. This is something I have to do for myself. However, I also wouldn't want to be insubordinate, so if you really don't want me to apologize, you can always order me not to. Just say the word, and I'll lay off.
それじゃあ、私の考えとして聞きなさい。
Your point being? What the hell, dude? Just gonna silence me by force, is that it? Guess she really is the military girl at heart, despite her laid-back persona.
あんたは自己満足のために謝って、けじめつけたって免罪符を得るから気持ちさっぱりでしょうけどね。
The hell did you say?
そんなの押し付けられるこっちはいい迷惑なのよ。軍曹は部隊の全員にとって母親のような存在だったんだ。悲しくないわけないでしょ。お前だけじゃない。全員自分がもっとやれていれば軍曹があんなことにならなくて済んだんだって思ってるのよ。タイだってもっと警戒を促していればあんなことにはならなかったって悔やんでいるんだ。いいか、それでもみんななんとか心に整理をつけて普段通りにしてるんだ。なぜかわかるか？
Because it's our duty as survivors to use what we've learned here to save as many lives as possible. It's the only way we can ever make it up to those who died so we could live.
一人でも多くの兵士を1秒でも長生きさせるためにその経験を生かす。そうすることでしか私が部下に報いる方法はないのよ。だから今は207小隊のみんなが私の教え子たちが2つの戦いで生き残ってくれたことをとても感謝しているのよ。
分かってるんだったらお前の考えを皆に押し付けるな。
Right. Sorry about that. Damn it, I almost made the same mistake all over again. I wasn't thinking about anyone but myself. Thank you, Lieutenant. I guess I just didn't realize what I was doing.
お前には同情する部分もある。目の前であんなことになった直後、気持ちの整理もつけられないまま最前線に行ったんだからな。
No, all I did was run away and made things even worse.
お前の同期の連中は特にそこを心配している。だから何事もなかったかのように振る舞ってやれ。
Right.
それが英士の流儀だ。腕だけじゃなく、それができて初めて一人前の英士なんだ。そしてそれがお前が取るべきけじめなんだ。
Roger that.
どうしても神宮寺軍曹のことを言いたくなったら、その時は
I won't talk about how she died. I'll talk about how she lived and how proud I am to have been her student.
そうだ。笑って話すんだ。いいな。
Okay. Wow. So this is what a real surface pilot looks like, huh? In the previous loop, I only ever got assigned to rear guard missions. That was never the real deal. But this is what it takes to survive in a real combat unit where death is always on our doorstep.
覚悟しろよ白金。
And why is that?
この一件でお前は私に目をつけられたんだ。今後ちょっとでもなよねをしてたら即ぶっ飛ばすわよ。
Roger that. If I do, then by all means, pummel away.
口の減らないやつめ。
Man, that's the second time I've been hit by a girl recently. It's like whenever I think I'm doing the right thing, it always turns out to be a product of my own selfishness, in a way that I hadn't even considered. God, I'm still so naive. I really gotta learn to start looking at the bigger picture. I guess in that sense, I'm lucky to have someone who'll be this blunt with me.
美月
Mitsuki.
模擬戦のデータ処理終わったの？
Oh, right, that's Lieutenant Hayase's first name.
さっきね茜が美月を誘って PX 行こうって聞かないから
Ah, I almost got saluted again. Feels so weird not to.
模擬戦の連携で確認したいことがあるんですだからぜひ白金少尉お疲れ様ずっと座りっぱなしで逆に疲れたんじゃない
Nah, it wasn't too bad.
単独任務明けにいきなり大尉とマンツーマンなんてついてなかったね
あのね、あんたじゃないんだからずっと説教だったわけでもないでしょうに。
注意ひどいですよ
So far, I like these new characters, especially Hayase, just because she's able to pretty much put Shirogane to the ground if he ever gets off the rails. Mentally, that is. I remember the guys in the mock enemy units back during the trial acting like this too. Guess it's pretty natural for commissioned soldiers to be casual with one another. I always thought respect for seniority was a much bigger deal, but maybe the pros just know exactly when to turn it on and off. I guess I can understand wanting to keep the atmosphere light when you're in combat unit and might be sent out to your death for any moment. And like Lieutenant Hayase said, it's probably just a part of the surface pilot code. This is how they manage to cope. But I feel like it goes deeper than that with these three. They seem genuinely close on a personal level. The two first lieutenants graduated at the same time, and obviously the sisters would be intimate. But I don't get why Lieutenant Hayase would be so close with Lieutenant Tsuzumiya's little sister. Sure, her squad passed the CCSE faster than ours did. But we did pretty fantastic in all our pilot training after that. And the older sister's blushing. Why is she blushing? In fact, we blew right past a lot of the later curriculum, so it's not like Suzumiya's been with these guys that much longer than us.
どうしたのよぼーっとしちゃってやっぱり座学はお説教だったとか
No. Just surprised at how intimate you are with your older sister's buddies.
ちょっと白金それどういうこと
そうそう、この子慣れ慣れしいから。
注意までひどいです私と美月が訓練校にいた頃から茜は美月に憧れているのよ私が手紙に美月のことをよく書いていたからそれで
Oh, really?
入隊して初めての休暇の時美月を私の家に連れて行ったらああその話はもういいからやめてよお姉ちゃん
あ、そうだった。あの頃の茜はまだ陸軍予備学校の1回生でちっちゃくて。
ああ勘弁してくださいよもう手紙でしか知らない写真でしか見たことのない憧れの美月に会って大泣きしちゃったのもうやめてって言ってるのに
Dang, Suzumiya's older sister might be more brutal than I thought. She just ignored her sister's pleas with a big old grin on her face.
その後もさ、はるかの向こうに隠れちゃって呼んでも来ないし全然喋ってくれなかったのよ。
だって仕方ないじゃないですか
Wow, Suzumiya embarrassed? I really have a hard time picturing that.
だから茜は美月のポジションストームヴァンガード1を目指しているのよ
I see. That explains why she wanted to talk about their mock battle formations. But damn, Storm Vanguard. That's the most prestigious flight in any TSF unit, not to mention the one with the lowest survival rate. That's why only the cream of the crop get assigned to it. So if Lieutenant Hayase Storm Vanguard won, that makes her this unit's second in command.
違うよはるか。それだけじゃない。
分かってるよ美月。茜は同期の仲間の。
それもあると思うけど、それだけじゃないよはるか。茜はね、はるかの分も頑張ろうとしてるんだよ。
ジュイ、それは。
もうそういうのやめなさいよ。隠してたってわかるし。
Oh boy, this is getting a little awkward. Hey, should I go?
いいのよ少尉。今日から同じ隊の仲間になるんだし、お互いいろいろなことを知っておくのはいいことよ。
Okay. Man, this is the exact opposite of Squad 207's non-intervention policy, though it made sense then given everyone's personal baggage. Just one more thing that goes to show the difference between a training squad and a combat unit. I guess, and a difference in our commanding officers' policies. Captain Isumi wants us to carry on each other's legacies, and I guess we can't do that if we don't know the first thing about each other.
私も英士を目指して訓練学校に入隊したんだけど、戦術機適正で不合格になっちゃったのよ。
Huh? You cleared the CCSE but couldn't pass the aptitude test?
前期の総戦技演習の時に事故に遭って、みんなに迷惑かけちゃったの。
So that's why they graduated half a term late. But why would an accident during the CCSE cause you to fail the aptitude test?
私たちの時はね、訓練分隊ごとに複数の破壊目標をクリアしながら脱出地点を目指すという作戦で隊を2つに分けたのよ。
Sounds pretty much the same as ours, except they split into 2 teams instead of 3. Oh god, please tell me she didn't get shot at by the gun battery.
私とはるかは同じ分隊だったんだけど、別動隊の連中が破壊目標で高機動車を見つけてね。
A Humvee. Oh, right, we found one too, though the engine had been stripped out. It was back in the cave and we were trying to figure out how it got there since all the roads had been completely overgrown.
スケジュールが遅れていたその隊は、時間短縮のために高機動車で合流地点まで乗り付けたのよ。
Huh, but the road was gone. Wait, don't tell me they drove through the jungle. That's impossible.
ろくに整備もできない状態で悪路を走り続けてきたからでしょうね。合流地点に着いた時にはブレーキフルードはすっかり抜けていたらしくて、高機動車は止まらなかった。
Huh?
はるかを含め仮眠を取っていた何人かを引いて、最後に高機動車は横転してやっと止まったわ。
What happened to them?
頭を引かれたやつと、横転した時に車外に放り出されて車体に押しつぶされたやつ、2名死亡よ。
So it wasn't just a myth. People really have died during the evaluation. Maybe that accident is why they stripped out the engine and let the path get overgrown.
私はその時両足を引かれたの。その傷口から細菌に感染してちょっと大変なことになっちゃって。
Yeah, no kidding. They were off-roading through the jungle, so those tires must have been caked with mud and dirt. She's lucky she got off with just an infection and didn't have to get them amputated.
だから今の私の両足には疑似生体が移植されているのよ。
Huh? What? Her legs are prosthetic? Both of them? Wow, I had no idea. Damn, maybe I need to get my eyes checked. I couldn't tell the 00 unit wasn't human either.
おかげで3週間ぐらいで訓練には復帰できて、後期の総戦技演習にも合格したんだけど、やっぱり戦術機適正はダメだった。
I'm still pretty sure the 00 unit, or Tomika, is human. That's probably her brain too. They need to find a body that they molded of sorts. Still, it's impressive that she managed to retake and pass the CCSC after an accident like that. She's really a lot stronger than she looks.
神経結合が完全というわけにはいかなかったみたいで、日常生活には何の支障もないんだけどね。
はるかは指揮官適性が高かったから訓練部隊では分隊長だったのよ。その能力を買われてコマンドポストオフィサーになったってわけ。
Wow, so if it hadn't been for that accident, she'd probably be A01's second in command right now, huh?
無理無理。戦術機の操縦は多分下手だったと思うから、兵士になってたらとっくに死んでるはずよ。
茜は指揮官適性もまあまあだけど戦術機適性も半端じゃないからね。だからはるかの分も頑張ってるんでしょ。
茜、ありがとう。でも無理はしないでね。
別に無理なんかしてないよ。早瀬中尉に憧れているのも本当だし。
Seems like Suzumiya cares an awful lot about her older sister. She was always one of the popular kids back in my world, but she never seemed shallow or stuck up, really. Had a bit of a loner vibe maybe, but seemed to really value her friends. So I'm guessing she probably cared just as much about her sister there as she does here.
でも中尉、なんで分かっちゃったんですか？
任務でのあんたを見ていると危なっかしくてね。大尉も心配してたわよ。
え、大尉が？
茜は黙って根詰めるタイプだから結果が出ないと余計焦るでしょ。だからはるかにバラしておけばいい意味で力が抜けると思ってね。
なんかまるで私が天の弱みたいじゃないですか。
え、茜、知らなかったの？
何が？
おめでたいわね。あんただけよそうじゃないって思ってるの。
もう二人してバカにして。
素直じゃなくて意地っ張り。それを天の弱って言うのよ。
You know, for something so painfully obvious, it's easy to forget that everyone here has their own set of problems they're dealing with. You can't assume you've got better or worse than anybody else until you've lived a day in their shoes. So of course I can't claim that what the First Lieutenant Suzumiya went through, for example, wasn't as bad as what happened to me. In the same vein, there's no telling which of us is taking Sergeant Jinguji's death the hardest. The only thing I do know for sure is that every one of these guys is hurting. And yet, they're still laughing alongside their friends and trying their best not to let it show. No one's trying to dump their problems on anyone else. They're all doing their best to stay positive.
白金少尉はどうするの？
Huh? Oh, sorry. Can you repeat the question? I wasn't paying attention.
食事まだでしょ？私たちと一緒に食べに行かない？
Hell yeah, it sounds like a plan. But he's gonna say no. Come on. Oh, I appreciate the offer, but...
何遠慮してるのよ。もう同じ部隊の仲間なんだからいいじゃない。
Suzumiya. Yeah, I guess we are, huh?
それに今度は君の恥ずかしい話を聞かせてもらわないと不公平でしょ。
Huh? Wait, seriously?
嘘嘘。本当はさ、OS の特性とかいろいろ聞かせてほしいな。あとは操縦技術ね。千鶴からすごいって聞いてるからね。
茜、それは明日にしなさい。白金はまだ榊たちに帰還の挨拶もしていないみたいだから。
あ、そうだったんだ。ごめんね。
Nah, it's fine. Sorry to have to turn down the invitation.
いいのよ。また次の機会にね。
ほらほら、早く行った方がいいよ。この1週間みんなすごく心配してたんだから。
Okay then, if you'll excuse me.
敬礼はいらないわよ。
Right. Are those guys still eating? I wasn't expecting to be talking with Lieutenant Hayase and her gang for that long. It's possible they've already finished eating and gone back to their rooms. Hmm? Ah. Oh, they're still here. I know the point was to act like nothing ever happened, but it would have been pretty tough to do that if I had to go visit them each individually in their rooms. In a one-on-one situation, it'd be hard to keep my mind off of what happened, and a single slip-up could bring the conversation back around to one of the topics I really don't want to discuss. So I'm glad they're all here at once. Oh, thank God. After how long the lecture was, I was worried y'all have gotten back to your rooms by now. Or was that a little too over the top, maybe?
安心するがよい。皆そなたが来るのを待っていたのだ。
Finally, someone breaks that awkward silence. Oh, you one, Maya? Oh, gotcha. Well, sorry to keep you all waiting then.
別に私は待ってないわよ。ちょっと休んでただけよ。
Class rep.
その割にはそわそわしてた。
あなたこそ何度も入り口の方見てたわよね。
I mean it.
違う。それはすごく首の運動。
じゃあ反対方向もやった方がいいんじゃないの？
まあまあ、二人とも久しぶりに全員揃ったんだからさ。
そうですよ。
Guys, I'm really sorry for being so weak. You're all in pain too, and yet I just left you behind. I'm so sorry. But don't worry, I'm not gonna run away anymore, no matter what happens. And while I may not be able to tell you any of this in words, I'm confident that I can make it up to you through my actions. Just you wait and see. Oh, right. There's something I forgot to say earlier.
何よ。
I'm back, y'all. Not sure how I made it home in one piece. I feel really bad about ditching you guys without saying anything. Sorry.
.そなたこそ大義であったな。
ほんと心配したんだから。
黙っていくのは任務だから仕方ないけど、とにかく無事でよかったわ。
うんうん。ちゃんと帰ってきてくれたんだからそれでいいよ。おかえり、白金。
Thanks, you guys.
たけるさん、おかえりなさい。
たける、おかえり。
おかえりなさい。
Thanks, everyone.
おかえり、たける。
Thanks, Maya. Really, you guys, this means a lot. And what I did, I don't deserve such a warm welcome. But I'm really grateful.
じゃあ全員揃ったことだし、そろそろ食事にしましょうか。
Wait, you guys haven't eaten yet?
先ほども言ったであろう。そなたが来るのを待っていたと。
Oh, alright.
じゃあ私、先に行って用意しておくね。
ああ、僕も行く。
Hey! Wonder if the captain gave these guys the same pep talk. Or maybe they went over the whole surface pilot code thing in class. Whatever it is, I can tell they're all trying to cope in their own way, no matter how bad it hurts. None of them are running away from their problems like I did. You guys are the real deal. If I hadn't lived through 2 or 3 years of this already, I never would have made it this far. Hope I can catch up with you all before too long.
これでようやく普段通りに戻ったようだな。
そうね。
Huh?
そなたが行って間もない頃は皆ひどいものだったからな。
そうそう。
本当に白金はすごいわ。あんな状態で任務に行けるんですもの。
You're wrong, though. All I did was run away. If I didn't have something to keep my mind occupied, I probably would have gone insane. You guys endured a lot more pain than I did.
違う。
Huh?
辛い時はどこに逃げても同じ。
Tell me about it. Aimine, you have no idea how right you are.
それに、私たちには大尉や中尉たちがいた。
英氏の生き様や流儀というものを目の前でああも見事に実践されてはな。
みんな神宮寺軍曹のこと、私たち以上に悲しいはずなのにね。
Just like I thought then. The guys from A01 helped them out too.
やっと行けるね。
そうだな。
Go where?
あなたが帰ってきたら揃って行こうって話してたのよ。
神宮寺軍曹が亡くなられた場所にお参りに行こうと言っていたのだ。
I see.
遺骨はもう家族のところに行っちゃったから。
Might be a good chance for me to formally apologize to her and let her know I've come back. Alright then, let's do it.
うん。
じゃあその前に早く食事を済ませちゃいましょう。
Yeah, for sure. You guys must be starving after waiting that long for me.
もう我慢できない。
さあ私たちも行こう。
Hey Maya, thanks for breaking that awkward silence earlier.
そなたが皆に殴られたら気の毒だと思ってな。
Gotcha. Well, guess I owe you one for it.
もう
No!
おかえりタケル。よく無事に帰ってきたね。
Ah, Mrs. Kyozuka.
ほんと偉いよあんた。そうやって無事に帰ってくることが一番偉いんだよ。
Thanks, Mrs. Kyozuka.
ほんとあんたたちもよかったね。
はい、これでやっと安心できます。
あんたたちが任官した日は一緒に祝ってやれなかったけど、今日は任せときな。
Huh?
みんなにサービスしちゃうよ。さあついといで。
Oh, hell yeah, you rock. Mrs. Kyosuka, surely you're still mourning too. And yet you're throwing me a welcome home party? You must be trying pretty hard to line up the mood around here, huh?
結局殴られたな。
Hey, one punch is better than 20, right?
そうだな。
Well, we reunited at last. Now you gotta make up with Kasumi. Hey, Shirogane, I'm coming in.
何よ、遅かったわね。
Sorry, I have to go pay my respects really quick.
お参り？
Yeah, me and the guys from Squad 207 just paid Sergeant Jingoji a visit.
はあ？遺骨はとっくに親元に返したわよ。
Right, we just went to the place where she passed. We went down to the training ground and marked the spot with an upright steel bar for us. That'll serve as a memorial.
なるほど。そういうことね。
I know you might consider that a pointless gesture, though. Yuko Sensei's the kind of person who hates formalities of all kinds, so I imagine she thinks this kind of thing is stupid too. Probably even more so in this case, considering she only saw Sergeant Jinguji as an old acquaintance / useful subordinate. But it's important to me. I'm not gonna let her talk down to me like that.
そういえば、もうマリモちゃんって言わないのね。
I'm trying not to be childish like that anymore.
そう。
I get that you don't actually consider us equals, but I'm trying my best to do things properly now. And this was one thing I really need to take care of.
そんなに予防線張らなくても、別に咎めちゃいないし、無駄だとも思ってないわよ。
Huh.
マリモが死んだ場所に自分から出向くなんて、大した成長じゃない。あんたがそういうところを克服してくれるのは、私にとってもプラスよ。だから、歓迎すべき変化だわ。
Well, okay then.
あっちの世界で、いろいろと経験してきたみたいね。頼もしいわ。
I mean, I guess. Please, as if you don't already know what happened over there. I mean, doesn't the fact that you haven't even asked about it prove that all of this is going exactly the way you predicted it would? God knows just how far in advance she's planning everything out. I'm starting to feel like it's a waste of time even thinking about it, especially after what Captain Izumi told me earlier. I had a long talk with Captain Izumi today. I'd appreciate it if you could tell me how much she knows about me. It's gonna be difficult to work with her otherwise.
そんなの全部話してたら夜が明けちゃうわよ。向こうの言ってることに合わせていれば大丈夫よ。
But Sensei.
仮にあんたがイスミの知らないことを漏らしても、彼女は大丈夫よ。信用していいわ。ただ、どんなことがあっても、相手が誰であっても、絶対に教えない白金関連の情報がある。それだけ覚えておけば問題ないわ。
And what information is that?
あんたが世界を移動したり時間をループしていること、そしてそれによってもたらされた事象。これだけは私が墓場まで持っていくつもりよ。
I see.
ああ、ヤシロは当然知っているけど、あの子は特別だから。何か問題ある？
No, Kasumi kinda has to know. But I still haven't had a chance to talk with Kasumi since I came back.
弱虫。
Wonder if she'll ever forgive me.
それじゃあ、そろそろ仕事をしてもらいましょうか。 そのためにあんたはここにいるんだからね。
Yes, I'm aware. So, what do you need me to do? The 00 unit looks like Sumika, and it's supposed to be humanity's ultimate weapon. Debugging or tuning or whatever she calls it, how am I supposed to do that?
まず00ユニットについての説明から始めましょう。
Please do.
じゃあおさらいね。オルタネイティブ計画の歩みは覚えている？
I remember. She means alternatives 1 through 3, right? We went over this the night Kasumi ran away after the third transfer experiment. Yeah, I remember. I wouldn't forget that.
手間が省けて助かるわ。じゃあ先に進めるわよ。
Okay.
人類はベータとのコミュニケーション方法を確立するためにオルタネイティブ計画をスタートさせた。だけどそれは失敗の連続だった。その中でも少ないながら成果もあった。オルタネイティブ2で判明したことは何だった？
The fact that the beta are carbon-based life forms?
じゃあオルタネイティブ3の唯一の成果は何だった？
That the beta don't see humans as living creatures? That's the one tiny piece of information we learned after sending so many of Kasumi's sisters to their deaths.
その通り。彼らが人類を生命体とみなしていない以上、人工 ESP 発現体のコミュニケーションはそれが限界。
Huh? Wait, but how does that make sense? Not sure why I didn't realize this before, but after listening to her summarize it like that, something doesn't seem to add up.
どうしたの？先に進めるわよ。
Just to clarify, the beta are carbon-based life forms, correct?
そうよ。
But aren't humans also carbon-based life forms?
人類も間違いなく炭素系生命体だけど。
Okay, but in that case, why wouldn't the beta see other carbon-based life forms as living creatures?
へえ。
I mean, what the hell? They're intelligent life, and they're clearly got the technology for interstellar travel, so why can't they tell?
当時世界中の科学者が今のあんたと全く同じことを言ってベータを呪ったのよ。
Huh?
そしてそれを踏まえて計画されたのがオルタネイティブ4なのよ。
How do you mean?
その要である00ユニットはどうしてそういう名前になったと思う？
I have no idea.
生体反応ゼロ、生物的根拠ゼロ。だから00ユニットと呼ばれているのよ。
Zero vital signs. Zero organic material.
まだわからない？
Huh?
00ユニットは非炭素系疑似生命なのよ。
She's not human. Non-carbon-based pseudo-life form. Then that
つ
means...
まり00ユニットはベータに生命体と認識されコミュニケーションを取り得る唯一の存在ということよ。
I see.
ベータとのコミュニケーションを実現するには彼らが生物と認識できる器に人の魂を入れる必要があった。その考えの根拠になっているのは開戦当初ベータは人間よりもむしろ機械に多くの反応をしているからよ。
So why couldn't we just keep using machines?
イメージを言語に変換するには人間の思考が必要なのよ。機械にはそれができない。その逆もね。
Human thought? What do you mean by that? I can kind of wrap my head around the idea of a non-carbon-based pseudo-life form, but how do you recreate human thought? And for that matter, how the hell do you put a human consciousness in there? Is that parallel computer with 15 billion semiconductors you're always talking about really capable of that? Okay, I think I understand what the 00 unit is and why it had to be made that way.
そう。じゃあ次に進むわよ。
But I have a question first.
何よ。
You said there was a need to give it a human consciousness or whatever so it could recreate human thought, correct?
言ったわね。
Well, since you're clearly able to create that artificially, what was the point of making the 00 unit look like a human at all? As long as the beta see it as life, it doesn't matter what it looks like, right? So then, why bother giving it a soft skin and an accurate body temperature?
00ユニットがあの姿形をしていることにはちゃんとした意味があるのよ。
But specifically Sumika's appearance? Then I'd like to know what it is.
すべてを話す段階じゃないわ。だけど一番大きな理由でよければ話すけど。
That's good enough for me. Let's hear it.
そうね。
例えば白金が事故に遭って大やけどを負ったとしましょう。あんたが意識を取り戻した時、今までの自分とは全く別の姿形になっていたとしたら、助かってよかったって思うかしら。
What the hell is she talking about?
ただでさえ事故や怪我で精神的ダメージを受けた直後よ。鏡に映った変わり果てた姿を自分だと認めて前向きに生きていこうなんて強さ、何人の人間が持っているかしらね。